Hey guys, what's up? This is OffTopicGames, and we have a deck profile for you guys. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you may have seen like a Liberator deck that was pretty interesting. It was really funny and it was really fun. The owner of the deck gave it to me, so I'm trying to make it better or something. It's really just a fun deck, so please enjoy. I don't have all the cards for it technically. The deck's pretty much done. It's really just for fun. But I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a really fun deck. Anyways, for a starter, we run Spring Breeze Messenger. Counterblast 1, put in the soul when the battle hit that this unit boosted, and then attack the Vanguard. You may pay the cost, put in the soul, counterblast 1. Search top 3, put 1 in rest, and put the rest to the bottom. This is good because it searches out our like Aglavales and like Magnus or Ketchkull Liberator or any other on-call cards, Zoran I guess. If you don't know what they are, I'll get to them when I get to them in a minute, but he's just kind of nice. Other starters that we can run is probably the new starter from the Gold Paladin starter deck. I don't actually have the cards, so I haven't tested it or anything, but you can run it over because it's free and it's not Counterblast and it goes in Soul, but it's GB and it's Unite. But yeah, this card's pretty good. I like it. So at the moment I'm running it. I'll test the new one out later. Next we run 4 heals. 2 of them are the dog, Napgo Liberator, and the other one is the fairy girl. Next we have 4 of the Bluish Flames crit, I guess, or Liberator crit. Basically, when you call this card from the deck, yes, it doesn't say from the deck on the card, but it's errated from the deck. You may put this card to the bottom, search top 4 for a grade 3 with Bluish Flame, and add it to your hand. And then you shuffle, I believe. Next we run 3 Flame of Victories. I would like 4, but I just didn't have it, so I'm running 3. I'm running this over the Liberator crit because the deck doesn't counterblast Persona counterblast, or a special counterblast, but this is nice because it fuels the soul for more Gurguit use, so it's pretty nice. So 3 of these. I would like a 4 if I had it, but I just don't at the moment. 2 of this really nice Liberator crit. I probably like this art the best out of all the vanillas, so that's why it's here. And then 3 Ketchkull Liberator. The reason why I'm running 3 is because I felt like, you know, crits are better, unfortunately, and then even though the stand is really good, you know, 9 crits is good and 3 stands is just okay. I might bump it up to 4, but I don't know about that. Anyways, the effect is, it's when you call this card to the rear guard from the deck, you may put this card to your bottom, search top 3, call a Liberator, I believe, that's not named this card. Actually, it's just up to 1. It can call anything but itself. Put it to the bottom, and then, sorry. So you call this when you call this card from the deck. You search top 3, call any card but Ketchkull Liberator from among them, and then call it to an open rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. So it's a pretty good card. Next we have 4 PGs. They're all Liberators. One's Mark and then one's this thing. 2 Brunos. What it does is when another Gold Paladin card is placed on your rearguard from the deck, this card gains +3. Okay, if you have a Vanguard with Liberator's name, which you should have. We only run 2 because we need space for other cards, but yeah. Next we run 4 Zoran. The reason I'm running Zoran is just to basically like thin deck, chain it, and then you can put this in your soul so it fuels for Gurguit. What it does is when this unit is placed on the rearguard from the deck, you may put this into your soul, and then look at the top 3 cards from your deck, search for up to 1 card with Liberator in its card name, call it to rearguard, and then put the rest at the bottom, at any order. So a lot of these cards just put to the bottom instead of shuffle. Some shuffle though. You can kind of stack it to your liking, and then if you get to the bottom you could hit it. Next we run 4 Balin. This is an interesting card. I don't know if you're supposed to run this in like the optimal version, but basically when a Blaster Blade is placed on the rear guard, if you have a Liberator Vanguard, you unflip a damage. So it's kind of like Dorant, but it's better because it can be called anywhere. You can have 4 on the field and unflip 4 when a Blaster Blade is called. Or it's just nice because this can be here and you can call Blaster Blade here and it just unflips. So it's just better, it's a technically better Dorant. Or just straight is a better Dorant actually. We run 4 Aglavales, probably the best grade 2 in the deck. It's Counterblast 1. When this card is placed on the rear guard, you search top 3 for a card with Liberator in its card name, and then put the rest up to the bottom. You have to call over to an open circle, so it's not just you just call over anything, it has to be to an open circle. But yeah, it's just really strong. Next we run 3 Blaster Blade Liberator because we run the Blaster Blade for free combo, and it's also a nice unflip. It's a good card. Next we run 4 Magnus. I'm not too sure if we're supposed to replace this with the Blaster Blade, so like 3 Magnus and 4 Blaster Blade Liberator. But for now I'm running 4. What this card does is, when it's placed from the rear guard from your deck, if you have 2 or more cards with Liberator in its original card name on your Vanguard circle, so what that means is, basically, if you're on Legion, or if you're on a Stride and both the Heart and the Stride have a Liberator on its... Or actually the Heart doesn't matter, but... No, it does. As long as both your Heart and your Stride Vanguard have Liberator in its original name, it gets this effect where you search the top 3, search for up to 1 card with Liberator in its card name, call it to the rear guard, put the rest at the bottom, and then if the unit called with this effect was a Bluish Flame, you can instead add it to your hand. Yep. So pretty good card, you can chain it over and over and over again, basically. Next we run 4 Percival for our grade 3s. It's the Legion. When you Legion with this card, you search top 4 for any Liberator card, and then call it, and then the rest go to the bottom. Then secondly, the other effect is when this unit attacks a Vanguard, it gets plus 2k until the end of the battle. And yeah, that's basically it. It's Legions with the Aglavale. Next we run weird cards because I don't have glares. My friend didn't have them, but 2 Core and 2 Ganslot Zenith. Preferably they'd be cores, I guess, but it's okay. Cores are glares, but core is a pretty good card. Legion's also with Aglavale, and then when this card, when a unit with the same name as a card on your Vanguard circle is called to the rear guard, it gets a crit, basically. And if this unit is in Legion, it gets a crit. And then plus 3000, and then also it's an axe skill. Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards and retire it. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Search for up to 1 Liberator card. Call it to rear guard, put the rest to the bottom. So it's a decent card. It's pretty interesting. You can gain crits and stuff with it. And yeah. Next we run 2 Ganslot Zenith. One of them are SP. If you, again, were a follower of our videos for a while, you saw a Ganslot Zenith deck. Really funny deck. It's pretty interesting. This is what the deck was, but I changed it, so now there's only 2 in here because we don't have any other Bluish Flame Vanguard or cards. What this does is Limb Break 4. When this unit attacks, you can Counterblast 1, choose 1 grade 2 or less rear guards and put it to the bottom, and then look at the top card, call it to the rear guard, and that unit gets plus 10k until the end of the turn. So pretty cool card. Also, it's also a cross ride for a Liberator for the Ganslot Break Ride. So if you break ride over it, it becomes a 13k based, which we don't have, and it has the Lord effect. That's whatever. So yeah, preferably we'd have like the blue Prominence Glare, but we don't. That's unfortunate. It's okay though. For our Strides, the Gold Paladin Strides are pretty lackluster, so we don't have too many. We have 4 Bluish Flame True Liberator Holy Flame. What it does is Counterblast 1, choose any card from your G-Zone, turn it face up, It's an axe skill. You search top 3 for each of this card face up, and then search up to one of them, call it to rear guard. It gets plus 2k, and then the rest go to the drop zone. So basically, you use this skill. If it's your first one, you search top 3 for a card, call to rear guard, gets plus 2k, and the rest go to drop zone. Then if if it's your second one, so you flip 3, you do the effect 3 times. Yep. This is basically one of the only cards you go into for Stride. You go into this like always, first turn, second turn. And then you finish off with Gurguit. What Gurguit does is, it's a really strong card. Unite, so you have to call 2 rear guards for this effect to be active. GB2, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 2, Axe skill. This unit gets plus 5k for each of your rear guards until the end of turn. And then choose up to 5 of your rear guards and they get plus 5k until the end of turn. So in other words, your entire board gets plus 5k and your Vanguard gets plus 5 for each rear guard on the field when you activate this card. And it's not once per turn, so you can activate this as many times as you like. That's why you're on Zoran and Flame of Victory, so you can feel the soul. And if you chain it enough, you can do this around 3 times, maybe even more if you get lucky. Or greedy. But yeah, it's a pretty strong finisher. We only have one because we can only afford one. Technically we can afford more, but I just didn't want to do it because I only see this going to once, maybe twice. But yeah. The next 2 strides that we run are Spear Cross. It's a pretty good card. Counterblast 2, flip himself over. For each face up, you look at top 5, and then for as many face up, you call that many cards to the rearguard circle. Then you put the rest to an open rearguard circle, and then you put the rest to the bottom or whatever, and you shuffle. So basically, if you have 5, you search top 5, call 5. 2 open rearguard circles, that's really up to you, but it's a pretty good card. The rest of the strides we don't really use, besides the G zones, but I'll show you anyways. We run one module because we run the Legion. Basically, when you stride it, you grab a grade 3 if your Vanguard is 10k or lower. You're in Legion, so you can use it. We run Arrakis. We don't use a card, but whatever. Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. When this unit is placed, you can pay the cost. If you do, you look at the top 2, call 1. And then, yeah, put the rest at the bottom. We run a Scourge Point. Basically, when a rearguard is called from the deck, that unit and this unit gets plus 5. This card, on hit, Counterblast 1, choose anything, turn it face up. Search top 3, call 2, put the rest at the bottom. So yeah, that's all for the actual strides. We don't use the majority of those, but it's just there for options, I guess, if we need to. Next we have G Guardians, 2 Slamy Flare. What it does is you can put a rearguard to the bottom of your deck, and then when this unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, you can do that. If you do, look at the top 5, I believe, cards from your hand, from the top of the deck. Call 2 cards with different grades to the Guardian Circle, and then shuffle your deck. So it's a pretty interesting card. We are running the old PG, so we can use them with this card if we want to. It's just a nice card that you can go into. Can become like a lot of shield, or just filter like your grade 3s and 2s and 1s and stuff. Next we only run one of the OG, or not OG, I guess it's OG, it's the Fighters Collection 2016 G-Guard. When you have 2 or more rear guards, it gets plus 5k. Maybe you'd like another one, I'm not too sure. Next we run a Dismal because Dismal's good. It gives the rear guards a rear guard the effect where it cannot be hit or targeted by effects, and this card has resist. What's good to know about this card, by the way, is you can guard with this, choose one of your interceptors, they get the resist effect. You can intercept with the grade 2 after, and then the grade 2 still has resist and this card has resist. So you can't use guard break against the grade 2 because it has that effect. Yeah. And then lastly we run a Screw because sometimes people just kill our rear guards. Discard 1. This card, if you have 1 or more face up cards in your G zone, this guy gets plus 10k shield. So that's basically it for the deck profile. it's a pretty fun deck, not gonna lie, it's really cool. It's not competitive, not really competitive or anything, but it's really fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. If you did, please like and subscribe, and as always, check out our Facebook link and Twitter link. Those are down in the description, and I'll see you all later.